against a guy that's been as highly touted as him. Anybody that's won a national championship in wrestling, that's something you can't take lightly. But as I've said from the beginning, since this fight got announced, this isn't a wrestling match. I'm going to make it a fight, and I hope to put on a show for the people of Hawaii.
Thank you, Jake. Welcome to the podium, Mark Ellis. Now, Mark, you've obviously been in big pressure situations before, but not necessarily with somebody trying to punch you in the face. But high accolades for you. Do you feel any more pressure on you now making your pro debut? And what do you have in store for JQ?
Well, it's not a wrestling match. It's a fight, and so I'm excited. I feel like I've done all the proper training and listen to what my coaches and people around me are telling me. So I'll be ready. I've been in this situation before. I've competed at a high level and on a high stage and in front of a lot of people. So I'm excited. We'll see what happens.
Raquel, thanks for coming on down. Thanks for taking this fight against an undefeated Olympic silver medalist. You're a big underdog coming in. I called your dad about the fight and let him know, this is maybe one of the toughest girls in the world. It took him about 10 minutes after he called you to text me back and say, we'll take the fight. What does it take to get in a cage with anybody, but especially now with someone as highly touted as Sarah McMahon?
Hi everybody, thank you for coming out today. Answering TJ's question, Sarah's a tough opponent, and that's the kind of fights we want to take. We want to fight the best, and Sarah's up there. So I wouldn't take this fight if I didn't think I was ready, and I didn't think I could get anything out of it. So I thank her for taking the fight as well, and I'm excited to be fighting on this show in front of all of the people of Hawaii. So thank you for all of your guys' support, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Want to say that I've watched your fights. I'm now a huge fan of yours. To this point, it looks like you're just steamrolling your opponents. You've gotten to see video of Raquel, her toughness. It's clear this won't be any kind of steamrolling Saturday night. Are you looking forward to a tough test like this?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to facing a tough opponent. Raquel has a wrestling background, and so I know that she's going to get out there and it's going to be a brawl. It should be a very exciting fight. And she took a fight against somebody that has high credentials, and that speaks to her mental toughness too. So I expect this is definitely not going to be a steamrolling, and I hope that in the end I'm able to work to the best of my abilities and get the win.
First of all, how does that make you feel? You're the veteran fighter here. You're fighting someone that hasn't had any fights. A quick story, coming into his hometown. You walked into a hotel room that wasn't ready. You had flooding in your hotel room. Do you feel like everything's against you?
Yeah, in a way, but it's all about the mentality you have about it. Something positive always comes out of every negative position. I'm just excited to be here. I love your guys' country. It's a beautiful place, and be hoping to be coming back here soon.
All right, Paul, first of all, we are actually part of the United States, which is nice. Tell us what type of style of fight do you see Regan bringing to you, and how are you going to do?
Well, I know Regan Penn is a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. BJ Penn was actually one of my favorite fighters growing up, and to be fighting Regan is an honor and a privilege to be fighting him. The only thing that I can do is go out there and fight. There's really no game plan for this fight. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for me, and I thank you, ProElite, and everybody else with it.
Closer and closer, Regan. You've been on the biggest stages, really close to the action. You're about to be on a big stage in the action. Is it starting to feel real to you 2 days out?
Yeah, it's definitely getting a lot more nerves going. I just started thinking about all the weight I had to cut, and I don't know, I'm getting real nervous.
Well, then we'll let you sit down.
But hey, thanks for everybody coming out. See you guys then.
Thank you, Regan Penn. Next up, knockout honors a guy that's coming out here from Holland, Michigan. Please welcome the big hitter, Ray Lopez. Now, Ray, I was calling you a southpaw. You're a southpaw boxer or regular? You switch it up. I've seen both. You know what you're walking into. You've seen the performances of Andrei Arlovsky. Do you have any extra nerves? Do you have any game plans? And what do you think you'll end up like on Saturday night?
Well, I've watched a lot of Andrei's fights, and he's a very tough opponent, so it's a very big step for me, and I got to appreciate that, and I got to thank ProElite for putting me on this card. But I'm going to go out there, and it's going to be a fight, and there will be some blood, and whether it's mine or his, hopefully someone falls.
Thank you, Ray. Please welcome to the podium the Pitbull, Andrei Arlovsky. Not that I want to kind of piss a big guy like this off. Coming off 4 losses, is there extra pressure on you going into this fight to perform at a top level? I've heard people outside of the industry, even some inside the industry, saying you shouldn't even be fighting. How does that make you feel, and how will that help or hurt your performance on Saturday night?
First of all, thank you, ProElite, for giving me a chance to be part of this family, ProElite family. Thank you, Ray, for taking this fight. And yeah, I was almost 2.5 years in deep shit, 4 losses. I lost 4 fights and I'm ready to go. Thank you, Greg. Thank you all people who still believe in me. And looking forward.
A little bit about the opportunity, where you're at in your career, and what this opportunity is. We know that you've got to win 7 years ago. Things change. What would it mean for you to beat a guy like Kendall Grove again here?
It mean a lot, man. Kendall's a big name now. When I fought him, they had like 1 or 2 fights or something. So it's a completely different fighter, and I don't even really consider that a win because it was so early in his career. But getting a win over him now would be really big. It'd be one of the bigger wins of my career, probably one of the biggest. And I'm really excited, man. It's the first fight I've actually trained for in 2 fights, so I'm excited, man. So I think Kendall's a good guy, man. Hopefully put on a good show for you guys. Thanks.
I have no doubt they're going to put on one heck of a fight. I know what type of warriors they are. I'm excited to have this man fighting in a cage that I'm involved with. He's Maui's own, the Spider, Kendall Grove.
First of all, like everyone here, I'd like to thank ProElite for having me come. I get to come home, fight in front of my home crowd, and yeah, same. I think me and Joe are in the same spot in our career, and my career has come full circle. I'd like to thank Joe for taking the fight. He kicked my ass the first time. He didn't really need to take this fight again, but he stepped up, he took it, and just to come out and put a good show on for you guys. And I can't wait for Saturday night. It's been 6-7 years. I've been waiting for this rematch, and here we go. He's trained hard for it. I've trained hard for it. All I want to do is come out and put on a good show for my home crowd. Thank you, guys.
I just want to say it's great to be here in Hawaii. I've been able to come over here and do fights several times, and the one thing about Hawaiian fighters and Hawaiian fans is they love to fight. You're going to see a great show on Saturday night. I'm just glad to be part of it. Hope everyone comes out and enjoys this. It's going to be a great show.
And if I could get Mark and Jake out front, please, for a quick pose off. Careful we don't fall off anything. Face each other, fists up. Face forward. Thank you, gentlemen. Raquel and Sarah. Face each other, fists up, please. Face forward. Thank you. Regan, Paul. Andre and Ray. Face each other, hands up.
Woo! Woo! Yeah.
Face forward.
Like them ribs, like them ribs.
Kendall and Joe.
Kendall!
Ladies and gentlemen, once again,